we go. I don't want something. I don't want music that's too strong because I do have some videos that will. I don't want it to overlap too much. But yeah, so I have. I took a whole bunch of pictures. I really wish I could stream, but yeah, there were. There were a lot of signs and people holding up signs or staff basically saying you're not allowed to take videos, stuff like that. So I didn't want to risk streaming. And then I did sneak in some videos here and there. So, but like, I guess we'll start in chronological order how I went about the anniversary. I could only go on Sunday, so I wasn't able to go on Saturday. But what I did instead is during my trip, I went to the Wada Arco Art Museum, and basically this is like when you get to the building, this is the front art piece that you're greeted with, followed by the Nero Nero portrait right beside it. So you can see here's like the books, and then I should have taken the whole picture, but like there were people to the side, so I couldn't really take a picture of the whole thing without having without them photobombing basically. So Umu. And then we also have a whole bunch of different artworks. So we'll start from the beginning. And as you go in, you're greeted by Nero, then Tamamo, Nameless, and then of course BB. Speaking of BB. So when you do enter, you're given a random bookmark, which signifies your ticket. And the one I got was the BB ticket. Wait, let me switch so that you guys can see it better. There you go. That's the BB ticket. Why did you take photos of only me? Because. Anyways, outfit is super cute. Oh yeah. Oops, I keep getting that one. Okay, anyways. And then, of course, there was also Gilgamesh and the MCs, but I didn't bother taking pictures of them specifically. And then you go through the hall, you're introduced to the history for the extra games. So you have Fate Extra CCC in 2013. 2016 was Fate Extella. 2018, Fate Extella Link. Of all of the games, these are the only two I have played, Extella and Extella Link. I really enjoy them because I do enjoy Muso hack and slash type games. This is what I wore to work, and I haven't changed out of work yet. And I haven't finished my laundry, and the shirt that I bought from the FGO Fest is in the laundry, so I'll have to show that next time. And then, of course, Fate Extra Record, more on that later, which comes out next year, 2026, apparently. And then we have a whole bunch of different artworks for Fate Extra. So we have Nero, Rin. There were quite a number, and then there's like you can see Nero there. More artworks, and then Nero's version of the lewd. You can also see Elizabeth having a nice dip in some red liquid. And then of course you can't also forget Kiara there, but her petals are black instead of red. Then we have a BB corner. What's her name is also up here. I forget. And then a lot of very interesting art. And then we have Nero and Saber. Nero and Artoria. They're both Saber. What am I talking about? Rani, yes, thank you. So some good stuff there. And then yeah, and then I took a picture of the ticket I got. And then of course we are greeted the next area is the Fate Grand Order. So basically all of the CE arts done by Wada Arco. So we have like Tamamo, Elizabeth, Hans, Gawain, Robin, Nursery Rhyme, Tamakat, Koyanskayas, and much more. So if you know the game, if you play the game, you pretty much know most of the CEs that are shown here. And then we also have Drake, Nero, BB, Passion Lip, Melt, and then the C. So we have okay, so like yeah, we have Nero, her costumes, Nero Bride, Summer Nero, Summer Lancer, Tamakat costume, and then more down here. Did I go backwards? I don't think I did. And anyways, and then we have more. So of course we have Hazard Drop, the MCs, Charlemagne, BB Dubai, Draco, and of course Elizabeth again. And then we have Draco, which is her anniversary art from well, technically 2 years ago in JP. Then of course there's one of Koyanskaya, Charlemagne. Then we come to a figurine section. And we have Racing Queens, Tamamo, and Nero. Yeah. I didn't take a picture of all of them. I took the pictures of the ones I fancied. Koyanskaya. This is the Final Ascension based one. Nero Bride. And then Koyanskaya. Mamovici, Koyanskaya. And then here's the figurine version of the artwork from earlier featuring Nero and Artoria. Yeah, that's a better angle, wouldn't you agree? They made art into 3D. Yep, pretty much. And then I was like, so Fate Extra Record, huh? Now it's like 2026. I was like, wait, shouldn't this been out like this year? I guess they delayed it to 2026. Oh well, what could I do? And then more artwork. And then there was a picture of BB. There was like a freaking huge long line. For some reason, BB was there, and then all the other characters on the opposite side of her. But the thing is, there are a whole bunch of people, so I didn't bother taking pictures anymore. Did I see Kid? No, I didn't see him. And then I thought this was cool. So it's essentially like a huge book with pictures of Nero and BB. And then the Magaroshi Shinji, I saw a doll of it. By this point, I had pretty much almost everything. Like this was the last thing you see before exiting the art displays, and then you go over to the merch. And this is one of the merch. Although by this time there was a lot of things that had already sold out, so I wasn't really able to get some of the things that I wanted. But I did get some things. I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet, but I got the plushie for Nero. The eyes are disappearing because they're green and the green screen. So there's that. And then I got Padoru. Wait, where did I open this? Oh, it's not. Okay. I thought it had the. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. I didn't want to rip open the plastic. So okay, I guess I have to rip it open. Okay, and then this one. You know those like heavy bean bags that you or you know those punching bags that like the big ones, and so I basically put air and it will be um just sitting up. Let me do it now. There we go. So yeah. So Fate Art Extra Works Flower Parade. So this is one of the other things I got. And then I also got an acrylic stand of Nero. So there we go. I like looking back at it, I probably should have gotten more stuff. But I figured I'll be getting a bunch of stuff when I go here, so I figured this was okay. Santa Nero will happen. Speaking of Santa Nero or Padoru, there was a sweater basically that had like a bunch of Padoru designs all over it. I wasn't able to get one by the time I entered. It was also sold out, which is a shame, but oh well. It's okay. It's not like I needed a sweater, especially in this country where it's like freaking hot every day. So yeah, that's what I got during the Wadarko Fate Extra Arts Museum. So again, and then when I exited, I got back in front of this again, and I took pictures with the artwork in the entrance. Yeah. You have a Nero poster that's waiting for a properly sized frame. So yeah, so that's what I did while I was waiting for my turn on Sunday. Now, as for waiting, I had to do a lot of waiting to get to the venue. So what I did is that I was worried about the line. So in the morning, which was like 4:30 in the morning, but honestly, like I couldn't sleep that night. I was just so excited. Like I couldn't sleep at all the whole night. So I was like just staring at the ceiling. And then I eventually just watched some of Trubs' VODs to see what was happening during Saturday. Yeah, Manny, pretty much that was me. So I took the early train, like it was like 4:30. I took the very first train to go to the event, and it eventually got full because a lot of people also took the train, and eventually, man, it was crazy. You had to walk like 10 minutes from the train station to the venue. So my feet were killing me by the time because like I had to keep pace. I couldn't just walk at my normal pace. So like I had to like at least keep pace so I don't fall back behind. Of course, there were like some crazy people that were just running to the venue. I couldn't keep up with those for sure. But anyways, so and then when I got to the venue, this was the line. So that's line 1, line 2, line 3, and then I was on the 4th line. And that was like, I guess you could say it's like maybe 200 people per line. So I was like maybe 800 or something. This is 4 a.m. No, by the time I got to at least this spot, it was 5:50. You can tell the time it was taken. So this was August 3, 5:50 in the morning. I have the images saved via times. So outdoor lines. So it was like, not only was I sweating because of all the walking I had to do, at least the sun wasn't too bad yet. So like, as you can see here, like there's a bunch, like there's the shade, my phone shade shadow being cast over because the sun was already hitting us pretty much. But like, as you can see here, everybody else is sitting down, but they've already started letting people move towards the venue. And then the next area, so of course there's a line where it splits between. This is where I also ended up going because like I had no idea what this meant, so I just lined up in one of the two. So this one meant is regular admission, and then the right one was admission with merch. So I should have went to the left one. So I ended up losing a few spots behind because I had to Google Translate that. So I ended up losing a few spots. And then there we go. So that is all the people. And then and then I finally was like, it's already 6:34 in the morning. So in other words, I had like by 40 minutes, that's when I was finally able to get in to that venue. And they gave me the wristband, which is the way they kept track of those who could enter the venue. And then they gave a free fan, which was very much needed, as we'll see later on. And then there's another wait. So again, that is that's one line, two lines, and then I was on the third line, but it felt like it was longer. So that's another wait. Crazy. And then people were still coming in. And then there's the entrance. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the back of the fan. And what's this? I don't know. And then they, as we were I'm just glad that they did let us at least wait a little bit inside. And imagine this was at 6:40. We at 8:50 or like maybe 8 o'clock. They made us move outside because the main entrance is in the back. So like the main entrance is like towards here, this spot, like way back. So like the lines are so this is another wait, and then the sun is already out, and I was so glad I had that fan because I was just trying to keep myself cool as much as possible. And then they finally started letting us in. It was already at 9:30 because what happened is that you could I tried to, but I didn't win that. You could get a fast ticket. Basically that means you get to go in ahead of everybody else. So they let those people in first at 9. So by the time it got to my turn, it was already 9:30. So by 9:30, I got to the main entrance here. So entrance. That's a lot of people. So yeah. And there we go. That was pretty much the entrance, Fate Grand Order 10th anniversary, and then we'll be seeing a lot of this later. So that was the waiting. So finally I get in. But what happened is that I heard yesterday that a lot of the merch sold out really quick early on Saturday. So what I decided to do, rather than going through each venue one by one and then ending up at the merch store, I just decided to go straight. I just ran for it. I just ran to the merch area. Wait, do I have the video here? No, it might be on the Yeah, I didn't. It might have been on the other phone where I have that. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So I went straight for merch. And then, so for that merch, what I got... No, that's not it. So what did I get from the merch? So, I mean, some of you may have seen this if you were watching during the summons. So I got this tote bag. Wait, let me... I'm like, still, I haven't opened it. I'm like debating if I should. But like, I just like... Because like, I can see it. I don't know if you guys can really see it. No new the Jinshi? Nah, I didn't. That'll be for later. I'll explain that later. So I got this. So it's a tote bag. On the front, it has Match's Paladin shield, and then in the back, it has the what is it called? Can you? There, the ray-proof Tear Light. So yeah, I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet. I kind of want to, but to be honest, like, I don't see myself using this, so I kind of want to keep it in the plastic. The black barrel, it's kind of wait, it's not Rongo Bongo. No, it's the black barrel when Mash gets it's a story thing. If you finish Lost Belt, you'll see a cutscene of it. And then, of course, I got a t-shirt. Wait, do I have a picture that shows me wearing the t-shirt? I don't have a picture. I mean, this is the closest you'll see me with the picture right now. Also wearing the band, and then I did get the command seals. I'll explain the command seals later, but yeah, there you can see me wearing the t-shirt. But I don't have it right now. I put it in the laundry. I should have probably brought it out, but I didn't want it. Anyways, it's in the laundry. It's in the laundry. Anyways, wait, let me see. What's... Maybe it's... Alright. So... okay, I have the video. Here it is. Let me just reduce the volume a little bit. That's a bit... Oh, right now, the plan is to go to the next hall for the merch. Merch, right? Merch is my priority. I missed so much stuff. I really wish... But yeah, later, so after I get the merch, after I got food, I had my time. I was fast walking, and then eventually I start running. I got distracted by something Wraith would like. They're all, like, you can see, right? Everybody's just going towards the other hall for the merch. So I had to really prioritize that. Oh, that's not it. Alright, I find this system interesting. So basically, you order first, and okay, so yeah, no, it's okay. What else? Do I have anything else new? Alright, so the first, yeah, what else? What other merch did I get? Other merch I got is the acrylic for, wait, no, sorry, I need to switch back. Past CZ sounds tired. Man, the waiting alone just made me so tired. And that's considering I didn't pass by for like breakfast, lunch, or anything. So there we go. There's Lancer, Artoria Altar, and Okita. I got A4 stuff. Okay. And then of course I got this little guy here. So basically how this works is Fo has like a strap at the bottom. So you, like, if you're wearing a backpack, you could strap him onto your backpack so he looks like he's resting on your shoulder, which I thought was a really cool touch. But so what I've done, I've just put him here and he's strapped into the mic. Yeah, there. So it looks like he's holding the mic, kind of. Yeah. Did I get? I was the prepaid cards card. I was so pissed off. So basically, I was like, it was the last day. I was super dead tired because I had done a whole bunch of other things, and I finally got around to finding that card. The thing is, they wouldn't accept credit card, and I had already run out of yen, and I didn't want to change more dollars into yen because I wasn't gonna spend on anything else. I was already pretty much done with my trip. So yeah, I wasn't able to get the card, which pissed me off. And because for some reason they didn't want to accept credit card because it is for was it age control reasons, like to avoid risk of younger people obtaining their parents' credit cards, stuff like that. So I wasn't able to get it. I should have gotten it like a day before, because I had actually after the event I could have gotten it, but I was just so dead tired, man, and I had to worry about the walk home. So yeah, it's safety precautions, but yeah, I should have done it after, but I was just so tired. Like, my priority was just to get home without collapsing. I don't look young. I know, that's the thing, but they had to follow rules. So anyways, another thing that I got this FGO bangle. So it has the command spells in the front there, and then it can turn on, so that it has a rainbow light mode. It can be in a whole bunch of different colors. So there's blue, green, you can't see green because of and red, cyan, magenta, yellow, white, and then rainbow. So I can imagine like this might be something I wear while doing summons. Anyways, so yeah. Alright, let's turn that off. So I have it here mounted on my controller holder. I'm old. I am. Anyways, what else? I think that's pretty much the merch I got. No. There is more merch. And I also got these. These are the IRL gacha. So I'll be doing this as well. I don't know if I'll do it today, but yeah, basically IRL gacha. We'll probably do this tomorrow, maybe. We'll see if I still have time tonight. I mean, yeah, maybe we can do it tonight. All right. When you start tearing a 5-star pack, will the plastic? I don't know. Anyways, so after I had gotten the merch, yeah, that's pretty much all the merch. Yeah, there's some other stuff I haven't shown. Oh wait, no. Not everything. And this one, I was supposed to, like, this is a metal badge holder. I forgot to get the freaking badge. It's fine though. I don't mind. I could just probably put like a badge here when I go back, cause like I'm sure I can just go back to Akihabara and go to one of the secondhand stores and then I'll buy it eventually. Did I buy some holo TCG packs? I didn't buy any new ones, and that's because I couldn't find the store that I went to that had the first batch, which I still haven't opened. Is still there. They were sold out, and also of the new set, so I wasn't able to get any new one. So you're gonna go dinner, Rita? All right. Speaking of dinner, so the next thing I did while I was after I finished. Okay, where is that? Let me first. Here it is. I think this is the one. All right. I find this system. Okay. So after that, I go to the food area because I wanted to try out the different meals that they had. Oh, I kind of forgot about this. They also gave a guide. So has also like a map and such. So it's cool that they gave a guide. Although I wasn't using that because the guide I ended up using was this one. Because what I like, and this would be on my phone, because what I would do is that on my phone I would have it Google translated on my phone, so at least I could read. So here it would show like the menu items, the items from the shop, and then the map. So the entrance is here. You go through the main courtyard, past the grand stage. I turned left, beelining, going straight, going to the Coliseum area, and then here in this spot was the merch area, which was actually really cool how they did it. So basically, you would have to wait in line, and then they would divert you to different sections, but it's like each section was basically the same. It was just so that you could get to different sections easier rather than everybody waiting for their turn in one line. So this section, you had to scan a QR code, and then you would go through the entire catalog via website, and then it would show you images of each of the items, and then you would just check how many of these you wanted, how much it was. And then once you check everything you wanted, it would give you a QR code. And then you would scan the QR code, and then you would go to another line, and then you would wait your turn to go in front of somebody. Somebody would scan that QR code, and that QR code would basically tell them a list of the things that you wanted, and they would just basically go to each of the shelves and grab the items. So it was really very more organized version. Yeah, they were very organized. It was very cool. I loved the experience. The digitized queue. Yeah, it was it was pretty much a digitized queue. It was pretty cool. So that was a nice thing that I thought that they did. Very nice. Okay, now going back to the food, which was also another way they did the digitized. So basically, you order first, and then they give you coupons, and then you go over here, and you go to the right booth, and then I guess you just pick up your order. So it's very easy. Yeah. So how it would work is you would also do the same thing via QR code. The QR code would show you the menu. You'd pick the... a person would give you a menu. You would just select menu. So it was like items 1 through 12. I picked... I'll show it later. But I just picked one of each thing that I wanted. And then I would go to another person, and then they would give you ticket stubs, which were these ones here. These ticket stubs. So basically, so I had 3 items for item 5, 5, 9, and 12, I think. So if we go here, for example... Okay, change of plan. I'm gonna get some food. Yeah. If I can. The line looks kind of long too, so we'll see how it'll go. Yeah, but like, I was able to get it relatively quick. So it was like 9:58 when I started lining up. And you can see here there's food items 1 through 11, and then 12 is just like, you know, water or other things. So that was at 9:58. And then by the time so beside this is the person that gives you the menu checklist. And you can see here there's like a hot dog, a sandwich, a rice bowl. I ended up getting number 5, which was Artoria's meal. It had a lot of stuff, surprisingly. So it had like some veggies, it had omu rice right here, and then it had a hamburger steak, and then under the hamburger steak it had spaghetti, and then 1 ebi fry. They even give you the sword. Yeah, wait, where is the sword? Should be here somewhere. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Actually, I was a little bit annoyed because when I opened the meal, the sword wasn't there. So I had to go back and tell them I didn't get the sword. So at least they did give me. So yeah, there it is. I was able to get the sword. And then I also got the drink here. This was the Eris carbonated soda drink. And then the cake, which featured Huanzhou. Yeah, I got those. So those are the 3 items I got. And there it is. And then for each wait, where are those stickers? Probably somewhere. For each item that I had gotten, they gave a sticker. So I ended up getting 2 of the Koyanskayas and then 1 sticker of, I don't know who that is. That sticker. Where are those stickers? That's weird. Should be here. Ah, there they are. Okay, I see them. And then, of course, doing some of the other activities also gives you other stickers. I was able to get a Sherlock one and Arcuid sticker. So yeah. Evil Arc. No, it's just Arc. I think. Here's a major factor. Yeah. Arc is Arc. Yeah. So I got the Artoria meal. I got the Eris drink, and I believe this is Juanzhou's cake. Yeah. So yeah. It was okay. It was decent. It wasn't like, you know, super high quality. The cake, I mean, I could taste the mousse, but I could barely taste like the cake or the chocolate. I could taste mostly the mousse. If anything, like from the meal here, the most interesting one was the hamburger steak. That one was decent, I would say. That looks like Salisbury steak. Yeah, pretty much. And then, wait, why is that picture there? Anyways, so, yeah, so the Oriental Bazaar was the place where you could get the food. And then, aside from that, beside the food area, we had the Fate Project area. So they featured, like, like Fate Extra, Fate, like the card game, but I didn't really pay attention much to the card game. Good Smile was there, Kadokawa was there, so I took a bunch of pictures of the area. And then of course we also had Fate Strange Fake, Fate Extra Record. Uh-huh. And then you could do a survey. So doing a survey, and they would give you a postcard, so it'd be one of 3. So this is the one I got, which is the one in the middle. And then I also got the tape, roll of tape, which was, well, it has a picture of MASH. Oh no, it's the same one, just inverted depending on what side. Beat life like. So yeah, and then I took a bunch of pictures of the Nendoroids, pretty much the saber faces. Well, there's also Ishtar, I guess, Ash, Jeanne d'Arc, Lancer Artoria Alter, Lancer Artoria, Jolter, Maid Alter, Morgan. So yeah, and then they had a bunch of other. So this is a new kind of thing. I wasn't able, like, hello, Good Smile, hello. So the ones that I've seen of this is already like Miku, Attack on Titan, but yeah, I couldn't find any Artoria, so I'm guessing this hasn't been released yet, maybe. And then we have the regular sized Artoria, and then this is the large Nendoroid. And then the newest one, which hasn't released yet, is the Castor Artoria Zerker Nendoroid. And then we have, of course, this is not exactly a Nendoroid. I forget what this is called, but that's Oberon. So yeah, the prototype shelf. Yeah, pretty much. And then other Good Smile figures. So we have this is Yang Gifei, right? Yeah, Yang Gifei. And then I thought this one was cool. Old Man Hassan. And then we have Figma for Saber and Musashi. Max Factory figure for MASH. And then I'm not familiar with this, but I guess it's something like Figma, but it's not. So that's of Castor Artoria Zerker. Yeah, because like I zoomed in specifically on this because it looked like a Figma, but it wasn't Figma. Like if you see here on, it's like Laneta Bamatea or something. So yeah, I was curious of that. And then this one, of course, Artoria. I zoomed in. And then we have a bunch of plushies. We have Koyanskaya, Moriarty, Count of Monte Cristo, Charlemagne, Muramasa, I'm forgetting his name, and then Melisande. Kumos, our favorite plushie type, yeah. Sad that they weren't available. I would have probably gotten the Koyanskaya and Koyanskaya and Melisande. And then there was like an art book that was releasing. I like looking back on it, I probably should have gotten it, but this is although this specific art book is different, I could have gone to the place, but it was like a totally different place where they were selling it. And then the Flower Parade. So of course the Wadarko Fate Extra Works museum, they were showing it off there as well. And then the Kadokawa booth had, or was it Kadokawa or anyways, so there were a bunch of figurines of some of the FGO. So Raida figurines for Fudge, Murasaki Shikibu, and Minamoto Raiko. And then we have Melicin and Barghest. And then we have Skasaha, Melicin, Lancer Artoria, and Mash. Then we have Caster Artoria Anniversary. I believe this is Salter. Yeah, I think it's Salter. Or, yeah, it's Salter. And then we have a figurine of Ilya. I have no idea where that's from. And then we have Kama, Durga, and then Summer Anastasia. Yeah, that was the Fate Project corner. So a bunch of the other displays. After that, so yeah, after that part, I then went all the way back to the other side, and then I went to the entrance. I went back all the way to the entrance. So, where is that? Avalon. So in the main entrance, where you see the main screen, they also had the 7 servant class statues. So we have Saber here in the background. There we go. Saber, Archer, Rider, Assassin, Lancer, Caster, and Berserker. So, and then this may look familiar later on because this is where I pretty much end up watching a lot of the final panel later on. And then after the Avalon Grandium, I work my way over to Castletown Chaldea. In this section, Castletown Chaldea was way later, towards the end. I then go to There's some kind of a fairy forest thing, mysterious forest. Not much really to do here. There was a kind of ring toss mini game, but the line was just too long, and I couldn't wait on that. And we go back here with Uriel and Steno. And then you also see Domon. So a lot of it is basically you see these cardboard cutouts of like ruins and foliage, trees, and a bunch of Columbus, Grand Wang, and then Enkidu. My God, Chad, it was so interesting. I was trying to get a picture of Enkidu. It took me quite a long time. Do you know why? Because of all of the people, all of the females in front of Enkidu taking pictures of it. It took me so long. The other ones, it was like so easy. Like maybe I had to wait for like maybe 1 or 2 people. Because like I'm not the type that like goes just... Oh my God, that's another thing. There were so many obnoxious people that like don't know how to wait their turn. They would just go right in front of it, take a picture, and then block everybody that was already there trying to get a good shot. So it's like, anyways. And then here you can see Atlanta, Marie Antoinette, and Melt. And yeah, those were the characters from that section. And then in the center of it, yeah, there was a ring toss minigame, but again, the line, that's one thing I didn't do. I should have taken a picture of it, but I completely forgot. And yeah, it was just like the line was just so long. And then after that, we move on to the Colosseum Mountain. So here, they had another stage. So a lot of the cosplay, a lot of the cosplayers were here. I didn't take too many pictures of that because I was busy waiting in line for the minigame. So there were 3 minigames. There was an Arts, Buster, and Quick minigame, and you can see the timer here. The Quick had the shortest wait time, but the only reason why it had the shortest wait time is because it had the least number of people lining it up. A lot of people were really lining up for the Arts because to be honest, if I were to say, the Arts one did look the most interesting. But I lined up for the Buster, which featured Kukulkan. So basically how it works is that it would, it's like the punching machine, but instead of punching straight, you punch downward. So that's how the minigame worked. Unfortunately, they did not allow any recording, so I couldn't. And you can see here, this is the Buster section. Over there is Quick. And then Arts is towards the further right. So there's 2 stations each, one and then one in the back, that's 2, and then same for Quick, same for Arts. Basically 3 people at a time per station. So yeah, you can see here they're all preparing. I pressed the video by accident, but yeah, a guy, I don't know how they could tell, but there was a guy that walked straight up to me, and I was like, oh, no, not video. Anyways, so what else? And then while waiting in line, the mascots were walking out. I missed them, so I wasn't able to get Olga Marie, who was there. I do believe I have a better look of them later, so no worries. And then this was the result screen. So my team that I went with was able to get S. So the ranks were B, like depending on the power like combination of the 3 of us. We each had two attempts for each of us, and depending on what your total is, you're given a different rank. So it's B, A, and S. So we were able to get S. So nice. And then yeah, this is where I got the Buster sticker. And then I didn't want to line up because my feet were killing me already by this point, so I didn't want to line up for the other ones. But there's
hello, my friend.
Hey, Piro.
Stay a while and listen.
So there is, and I guess also another reason why there were a lot of people lining up for the Arts is because of Aoko was the featured servant there. And I if I recall, how it works is you were given a wand and you had to flick the wand at certain times, like on cue. So that's how the Arts worked. And then as for the Quick, you had targets and you had to strike at the target, or you're given a plastic sword. Apparently, maybe I don't know how it worked, but they could track the wand, they could track the sword and how it worked, and you had to basically slash when the correct target was on screen. So yeah, we have Bazette over there. And then I don't know why, but there should be I don't know why, but on stage at this moment, there was a cosplayer of Morgan and Bob and Sith, and then they were talking to Godako, and then I was like, wait, and then I look in front of me, I see 3 more. So yeah. Maybe it's maybe I put it in a different folder by accident, but yeah. So on stage we ended up seeing Udako as well later on. But yeah, so that's the Coliseum area pretty much. After the Coliseum area, I went to the Avalon Chateau. Basically, it was just a huge area for taking pictures of characters. So on the outside, we had Melisande and Percival. I couldn't get any closer because I wasn't sure if we were allowed to step on the carpet. So I just ended up zooming in. And then featured in the main, or at least once you enter the main area, was who is this? Is that Marie? I think that's Marie Antoinette, and then Tlaloc. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, that's Marie. And then Okita. We have 100 Faces. Chiyomi. Santa Altera. Specifically Santa because she has... And, while these characters also... sometimes you may see like a... Well, for these they weren't because they were hidden behind them. But let me see, maybe one of the other ones have... Yeah, like here you could see that there's a speaker. So basically, these cutouts would once in a while be talking and then they would deliver their lines. That's why you could specifically tell this was Santa Altera, aside from the May over here. She would be talking about Christmas. And then there's Karna. And then Magicardo. What was funny about Magicardo is I should have taken a zoomed out picture. Like you can see everybody else, like they had designs for on their walls. Magicardo was blank. I don't know why. I don't know if that was on purpose, but yeah, that was Magicardo. I think that's on brand. Yeah, exactly. That's why. So I was like, I thought that was a nice touch. So yeah, that was that part. And also, you can see here on the left side, which is basically the inner section of this, we have the La El Chamber Étoile. Étoile? Or however it's pronounced. Basically, that was the live 2D things. But the thing is, you have to have had joined the lotto for that and won a ticket to be able to go into that. Unfortunately, I did not win, so I could not enter the live 2D stuff. So that's a shame, but that's just how it is. And then after that, the Coliseum Fate Project. Yeah, we were. This is like already in the afternoon towards the end of the day. My feet were killing me. I was tired of waiting in line. But you know, must go on. And then we had the Castletown Chaldea. There were a bunch of things. There was one where you could wait in line to this one was they would give you a puzzle and then you would have to solve the puzzle. Which was like a bunch of riddles and stuff. And then we had the Moriarty FGO quiz. So Moriarty would basically give you questions, and then you'd have 1, 2, 3. You had to line up at the correct number. You had to line up at the correct number, and if you weren't in the correct one, if you got the answer wrong, you would be eliminated and you would have to step out. And yeah, unfortunately, I got up to the third question. uh, and then there was, in this area, there was also the thing where you could stand in front of a screen and basically a servant of your choosing would be summoned, and then you could take a picture beside them. But the line was super long and my feet were already killing me. I didn't want to wait in more lines anymore by that point. And then my final stop before I decided to rest was the Memorial Gallery. So the Memorial Gallery started out with them showing essentially like the history of all of the anniversaries leading up to present day anniversary, and also it had the display for the Noble Phantasms. So there's the Memorial Gallery. And then so here, FGO first anniversary artwork, second anniversary, third anniversary. Oh, sorry, this is the third anniversary. What's this one? Well, I could have gotten them in the wrong order, but yeah. So this is the 5th anniversary, and then they have a bunch of the artworks. And then 6th anniversary. Moving on. Yeah, and then this is like the 9th anniversary, I believe. And then we have the Noble Phantasm. So this is Caster Artoria's staff, Mash's Paladin shield, the Excalibur, Millicent's weapon, I forget what hers is. Then Enuma Elish, Nitocris's canes and staff. Merlin's not Merlin. Da Vinci caster, or I guess both Da Vinci's wand. And then Da Vinci's backpack. And this is Ibuki's sword, I believe, right? Yeah. Musashi's swords. And then Galebog. I believe specifically this is Kasaha's version. And then of course we have the two flags or standards of Jeanne d'Arc and Jolter. Nero's sword. I believe this is Canis' sword and shield. And then behind that we see Napoleon's cannon. or is it the Valkyries? Ah, right. Yeah, sorry. It could be the Valks. Sorry, my bad. And then we have Sigurd's weapon. Karna's weapon. For last. Trude's, to be exact. I see. Okay. Would have been nice if they had all three. But then again, probably too similar to each other. But yeah, those were the Noble Phantasms. And then by this point, I had already decided to like try to find a spot to sit down. Wait, I guess let's show some of the other pictures. So this was like kind of a video leading up to the final anniversary. So that's like in the entrance with servant class statues. Then here's a picture of the grand stage. Also in the Memoria area, there was also the mystic codes and costumes for some of the male characters. I didn't really want to spend too much time there because at this point I was like super tired already. And then they also had the artist walls, so the artists would draw here. So like if you're very familiar with their art, so like you can see here, what's the name of the one that does the Guda art? Yeah, and then of course the artist for Abby, Lancer Artoria. So like if you could recognize each of them pretty much. Yeah, that's a bit better. I was able to get a closer one. And then this is another one. Probably like should have gotten a bit. Well, I mean, I guess it's quite good enough. The border. You know, let's go back to the other one first. Start from here. But yeah, basically they're all like congratulating Happy 10th. There's Ilya. That's Shufu, I believe. Saber. Grand Wang. Nero. Oberon. Marie. Waver. Maonobu. Tiamat. Wu Zetian. Mamo. Columbus. I guess it's Nasu? Only one man could draw a mushroom like that. Yeah. Frankenstein. Barrel. Yeah. That's supposed to be Draco, I'm assuming. Gotcha. I had taken this after the, or at least was it after? No, wait. Wow, somebody predicted the 1000 Saint Quartz. Because this was at 1 o'clock. The final, the grand, the update was given at like 4. That's insane if that's true. Yeah. It's like here the timestamp is 13:29:29, so that's 1:30 in the afternoon. They locked in for that one prediction, yeah. You can tell it's Wada based on the facial feature and eyes. Yeah. Sometimes like you can really tell an artist's drawing if you're familiar with their art enough, for sure. Oh, right. Pause this. So I ended up running into the mascots again. Wait, let me fix that. A way for me to flip it, right? Wait, let me see if I can open it as a separate file. Where is that? There we go. Pause that, and then... Wait, Control-Shift-R. There we go. Okay. Ryu, Olga, and then we have Da Vinci. And then we can see Gordy coming in. And Saber coming in. Nerd Saber, yeah, and then we have Jean. And then bad angry Civ Altera. Yeah. And then before I ended the day, I was able to get the command spells. So again, I guess I'll just explain it in case if I have it in this at this time. Basically, wait, don't I have a picture? Oh, I don't have a picture of the thing. You basically had getting the command spells was essentially RNG. Well, how it would work is when you get to the line, once you get your turn, somebody will give you the command seal inverted, so you wouldn't know which one it is until you flip it over, because it is a random chance of getting a specific one, because there were 9 different ones. So the one I got, I'm glad I was able to get the Ritsuka's command spells. So I got blessed, yeah, pretty much. There was also Gudako's command spells, and then the 7 Cryptor command spells. So it was a 1 in 9 chance to get the one you wanted, and I got the one I wanted. Yes. Imagine getting barrel. I wouldn't put it on, honestly, if I did. That's why I got this, just in case. So yeah. Anyways. Anyone but barrel? Yeah, actually, you know what? Anybody's but barrels, I would have been okay with. But of course. So yeah. And then they had a section where they would show the different different packs. So I guess, you know what? Let's open them now. Yes. IRL gotcha. Let's see. But yeah, like by this point, I had pretty much finished most of everything, really. Oh wait, is this another one? Ah, okay, so there's still a bit more. Although they basically just kept going back and forth. Although it took a while before they got there, so yeah. That's the thing. Gudako, the only time I saw her was on stage. I didn't get. At least I don't think I saw her. No. Wait, there's one where I saw her, I think. Let's see. No, this one I stopped the video because MASH was still quite far, and then this is where we get to see her. And I believe, yeah. So Gudako is there. She's behind. She's at the back. She's still wearing the VR headset. And then here's Ritsuka for doesn't know anything. And then of course, evil incarnate. In Kurako. Yeah. I was like, smack. And then I guess at this point I also went back to the merch booth in case like I could probably get another round just to see if there was anything left. But nah, they were basically limiting who could enter by that point. And I had already checked the most of the stuff were pretty much gone. Because like you could check online, they had a QR code there, like so you could have like you could check like which stuff was sold out. That was kind of cool. And then if you remember the statues, so initially I was somewhere around here, but it just started to get super claustrophobic. So I went around and I went to the place behind me, like from this position to the place behind me. So basically the opposite side of the stage. But that also felt claustrophobic. So I ended up going here to this spot. And this is basically where I was watching the final panel for the day. The problem with this spot though is that a lot of people would be standing here on this spot, this specific spot, blocking me from seeing the screen. Let's see, does it show here? Nah, it doesn't show here. It'll show later in one of the other videos. But yeah, this was essentially my view. I was sitting down, putting my phone up for like an eye level view because I was just so tired. My feet were hurting like crazy because like me walking around, it's not so bad. Standing in line is the part where it becomes painful. So I did a lot of standing in line for that day. And then of course we have like the final panel stuff. Ah, wait, there was something I forgot. Okay, so I was also going around and all over the place. I mean, you've probably seen some, but basically all over the place they had the character arts and all over, and then each of them would be basically having a speaker behind them giving out voice lines. So here we have Double X. I forget the name of I forget her name, sorry. I don't remember. And then here we have Vitra, Shiba, and of course it's kind of cool that they also included her 3 little furry companions. And then there's Karna, and then the Trung sisters. And then we have Spider Lady over here with her magic tricks. And Jack the Ripper. And in the Coliseum area, so basically they were scattered all over. I just decided to separate them just to have it all in one spot. But I mean, for those areas that had specifically those characters, I like the forest area stuff, I just also kept them there anyway. So Arcuid, Gawain, and then Aoko with her witch outfit, which I guess is Madame Herta Aoko. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like that's her witch outfit which is very fitting, which was right beside her mini game. I don't know who this is. That's Reigns? I guess, yeah. And then we have Bazette, yeah. So Kid Ku and Bazette were basically manning the the quick booth. It was both of them. And then Kukulkan was manning the Buster booth. Kama. You know, it was very like I thought like Kama's effect was really cool because of how the dress was. You could see her feet, and then it looks like it's fading into the void. And like also her arms, like, you know, you would think that they would be like, you know, sleeves. No, those are her arms. Redrop delivers indeed. Yeah. And then Ibuki. So this is where I was sitting, basically, this spot. And then the reason why people would be blocking my view is because they would be taking pictures of Ibuki. So then Mozart, Dobrynia. I forget his name. Dante? Oh, his name is Dante as well, right? And yeah, and then the new Lancer Dragon Lady, Indra, and the two. What are these two, chat? I don't know what the story of these two are. What are these two supposed to be? Because I know this is Indra, and then he's accompanied by this. Here are his weapons. Ooh, okay. And then like, yeah, so like if you see here, they some of them have speakers because on certain intervals of time that they would start delivering voice lines, basically. And then here we have Medusa Saber with Cerberus here at the bottom, which I think is cute. And then Nitocris. This one I thought was really cool. So we have, of course, the Medjeds with Amon-Ra, right? Yep. So I thought this was really cool. Uma Musume. Yeah. Then Bargist, Marie Antoine, sorry, not Anastasia, Marie. Oh my God, Anastasia with V. Brain name chat help. My brain's not working. Bedivere. Oh yeah. Thanks, chat. Bedivere, and then Sherlock beside him. Moriarty, who was beside Da Vinci, who was also beside Skasaha, who was... Wait, no. Well, and then we also have Vlad. Jane. Balban Sith. Helena. And then Taiga in a business suit. Then of course we have Arash. And Abigail. This is Kurohime, if I right? Yes. And then Oberon. Final Ascension, Oberon, or Vortigern, or like, tomato, you know. Fran. Ushi Wakamaru. Sorry, not Chiome. Chat, help! My brain. Danzo, thank you. So yeah, very. I like her dress. I will say it's a very elegant dress. Yeah, some of the characters start to escape my name. It's just like so hard to remember already. And then we have Bunyan here, and then I would see people go beside her, take a selfie, and they would go like this to Bunyan's this. He's doing, yeah, so I mean there would be some that would also do that, but more often than not it would be this. And then we have Suzuka. And then I saw this, so it was Kiyohime, and it was Nero Bride and Nero proposing to Kiyohime. Yeah, this is Ku. I believe this is Ku Caster specifically because of the way he would talk. Maybe she ships Nero with Kyo. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I found that funny. And then Emiya. Elegant. Edge Mia, indeed. And then this one I thought was like probably one of the crazy ones. Because you know how her voice lines go crazy during her Noble Phantasm? So basically, while this would be going off, it would be more on that tone of voice when you would hear her speak. So it's more on that. Imagine like when she's talking, it was her talking about that, talking in that tone of voice. This is Tomoe? No, this is sorry, what's the name? Ichihogen, yeah. And then this is the other Shinsengumi guy. And then I went back here because I didn't take a solo picture of them. Like this was me, and also this was me on the way to the other hall. So yeah. But yeah, those are the characters, and then some of the other ones, of course, like I just kept them, or I included them like here, because that was pretty much mostly what this area was about, because I couldn't enter like specific things. But yeah, at that point I was then, yeah, so I sat down on my spot. I was watching, so yeah, I was staying here at my spot, and then if you, yeah, you can just barely see it, but you can see Ibuki. She's right over there, and a lot of people would basically be standing over here taking her picture. So yeah. Then of course we were I was just going through watching the panel there, and then there's Kanoyoshi, Mr. 2, and of course the rank up campaign. And then this is the servant animation updates. Chad, guess by the voice, by the shouts, who was... here's an example of somebody blocking my way because of wanting to take a picture of Ibuki. See? She's trying to take a picture of Ibuki, but she keeps getting distracted and blocking my way. So I was like this, like, and then I had to extend my phone because she was blocking the way. Matahari, yeah. The shout for Sanson was so loud. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but man, there are a lot of fans of Sanson there. Do I know who the servants are? I haven't checked. Yeah. And then of course we continue on with the other announcements. Where was I? No, that's nothing. Rank up. Again, another person blocking my way because I'm taking a picture of Ibuki. And of course, the GSSR announcement. Then there's the banners. Ron and BB. Okay, where and then where? That was them talking about like had to guess the number of foes to get the number of rewards. And where is that other video that they have? Where did it go? Ah, okay. Else. And then this is the unveil of Wolga Marie. Named it 1000? Yeah. And you can see here, my arm is starting to get tired, so I keep losing track of the screen. That V-front is diabolical. Yep. Yeah, oh, I'm like, oh. Where's the reaction? Yeah, I'll get to that in a bit. I left it for last because that was pretty much like the biggest highlight of the stream, of the announcements, in my personal opinion. And again, I was getting tired. And then the highlight, I think the biggest highlight of the entire thing, especially the crowd reaction, was crazy. Ten sequence. 30 Saint cards. 50 Saint cards. More people are starting to clap. Yeah. I have no idea what he said at that point, but I was just laughing the entire time. But yeah. So yeah, like they gave pretty much a guarantee S rank, 5-star. But yeah, that was like pretty much the last bit, and then I guess everything else is history pretty much. By that point, I had to wait about, I think, like 15 minutes for the update to go live. I did like the paid quartz summon a 10 pull while I was there. Didn't get anything, but that's how it is. So yeah, but yeah, that was pretty much event. Like essentially, that was pretty much. Do I have a reaction to the Olga reveal? Yeah, we just went through that. It wasn't as big. Like I'm sure there was still a lot of people. There were a lot of people cheering for it, but I think pretty much the 1000 Saint Quartz. I went to it, yeah. But as you can see, like I kept going. Like by this time, I was like super tired, so you could see me like trying to keep the camera on screen, but I just kept like I was like. I was like. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much my FGO anniversary trip. It was a lot of fun. All of the pain, it was worth it. The waiting, the lining up, but yeah, it was definitely an experience I would want to do again. Even voices got drowned out by the crowd. Yeah. But like I would definitely want to do this again for sure. Now, would I do it again next year? I don't know. Maybe. It'll depend really if I can afford to go again. That's honestly like I honestly wasn't thinking of going this year, but I just happened to be able to get the ticket to go, and it was on Sunday. Unlike the only one, like I did meet somebody from Team Explosion, so I met Maestro. He was able to go, but he was only able to go on Saturday. He wasn't able to get a ticket to Sunday, which I kind of wish, it would have been fun to have him, like to be with him on Sunday. But that's just how it is sometimes. So, and it's like the 10th Annie, so that's a very. How expensive was the trip? I guess if I were to add it all together, my estimate would be around. I mean, it's not too bad if I think about it. Like the estimate would probably be around like maybe 75,000 pesos, which is, I guess if I were to put it in dollars, that's like what, $1,500, I guess, for everything, which is not bad. That's all. That's like including the plane ticket, the hotel accommodations, travel, food, the merch. Yeah, I think I don't know. That's a rough estimate. I don't really know. It could be more. It could be less. I don't know. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was really so much fun. Like I would definitely want to go again. But yeah, you budgeted that for conventions here. Yeah. Like I rarely go to conventions here nowadays because it just feels so crowded. I mean, sure, it was also crowded in here, but I feel like because of how they did it, it felt more organized. If I'm gonna be honest, it just felt way more organized. So I really enjoyed it because of that. But yeah, I do plan to upload this on the VOD, so in case if there's like something you would wanna like take a look back. But like, I'm not very good at doing this. I probably wish I could have done maybe a little better job showing more of the area, taking better pictures, but I'm not really used to doing this IRL stuff. But probably do more in the future. So we'll see. But yeah, again, like if you want to take a look at some of the stuff, I will be uploading this as a VOD on the YouTube channel. So, or you could also watch the VOD here on Twitch. But regardless, if you are watching the VODs and you've gotten to this point, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, YouTube.